Right, here we go. Part 2, my review of The Amateur. Now, our hero, Rami Malek, he travels to Marseille, which is world renowned as one of the best places on earth to meet a sailor on shore leave. And in Marseille, he goes to a nightclub, which is another one of the best places on earth to meet a sailor on shore leave. But instead of meeting a sailor, he ends up blowing the toilet up. Not sure why. I mean, I'm not a fan of EDM music either, but I think that's taken it a bit too fucking far. I mean, everyone's a critic. Who knows what it could have happened, that the DJ could have suffered brain damage, which might have increased his IQ, actually, but still. So like a lot of people come out of a club, he says, I fancy a kebab. So next thing you know, he's in Istanbul, the spiritual birthplace of the kebab. The first place he went into, an abattoir, swept up all the contents lying on the floor and turned it into a giant upside-down traffic cone of botulism. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know how he got to Istanbul. Maybe he got a budget airline flight, you know, those types that you charge you €1 for a flight, but an extra €300 to land. And with an airport that's usually about, in a different continent from where you're actually trying to get to. Anyway, he's in Istanbul. He looks at his to-do list and then he realizes, along with some grocery shopping and a Pilates class, I've got 3 more terrorists to kill. I gotta get my breeches on. I don't really know how he plans to kill them. I have a kind of hunch. I couldn't help but notice, like a lot of people who work for the American government, he really seems to like blowing things up. You know, some people love gardening or stamp collecting, but when he followed his bliss, there just happened to be a lot of Semtex at the end of it. He's a nerdy guy who likes explosives, a real-life Napoleon Dynamite. Anyways, the next guy he blows up is in a swimming pool on top of a high-rise in Madrid. The entire pool of water comes crushing down onto the ground, along with shards of glass and the terrorist. And I kind of felt sorry for the terrorist, actually. Imagine drowning while you're being blown up. It's like shitting yourself while you're vomiting. It's just a double whammy. And we've all been there, be honest. But I have to say, after the nightclub and the swimming pool, I was starting to get the impression our hero is not exactly a stickler for health and safety. I mean, cyclists have more concern for passers-by than this guy. Okay, I mean, not quite as psychopathic as the cyclist, but still quite bad. Now, to find the next guy, he has to travel to yet another country, which is great for us in the audience. Who knew you could combine all this mass murder with so much sightseeing and CO2 emissions? The penultimate guy he's going to kill is in Romania, which is another beautiful European country where Vlad the Impaler comes from. You know him. And that reminds me of an inspirational message I once heard. Never give up on your dreams. Vlad the Impaler was 37 before he started impaling people. Isn't that beautiful? My teacher told me that when I was 14, right after she slept with me. She was so inspiring. I really felt bad about reporting her to the police, but it had to be done. By the way, we sell that heartfelt Vlad the Impaler message on a t-shirt. The link is in the description, or prescription, or liposuction, whatever it's called, down below in the genital area. Anyways, at this point, I should probably give you a spoiler alert, even if I haven't spoiled the entire film already. Although by this time, you probably don't give a shit what happens. I know I didn't. So basically, he finds the head terrorist guy on a boat in the Baltic Sea. That's right, the Baltic Sea, which is the cousin of the Baltic Sea. Personally, if I was making money from international terrorism, I'd be hoovering up the devil's dandruff in the Caribbean, not eating pickled herring off the coast of Finland. But each to his own, I guess. But get this. Rami doesn't kill the head terrorist, no. He lets the Finnish police arrest him. Which means if the guy gets convicted, he'll probably have to serve up to 3 months in a prison/health spa that comes with free massages and hand relief for good behavior. You know how strict they are in Scandinavian countries. And then if he was released, he'd be asked politely not to commit the murder again. You know what it's like there. And good for him. Now, There's more stuff that happens, but I don't want to spoil the surprise of the surprises I could be bothered to write it. There is stuff that happens. It's not much. The credits. The credits, they're written in English for the most part. There's no finish, unfortunately. You think that'd be, seeing it is finished, you think it'd be kind of apt, but it isn't. So, I know this one's kind of shit, but I'm not getting paid for this. I'm keeping it short, sweet. Took me a long time to write those jokes. Believe it or not. Bye-bye.